What up, Tate Schoolers? Welcome to another great episode of Tate Schoolers Fitness Corner Podcast. On today's episode, we have a very special guest, my man Solomon. We're going to talk about things that happened in 2020. Even before then, we're going to talk about stress, family, losing friends, working during the pandemic. Just doing a little recap of some things that we're still dealing with, but I felt like it was relevant to actually have a conversation to talk about it. So today we're going to dig in just a little bit. Not going to do too much, I know people trying to move on with life and actually go back to some sense of whatever they consider normal, but I did want to address it. I think that is good to just talk it out because you'll be surprised. You think you're going through it by yourself, but it's more than just you. So welcome to the show, Solomon, my man. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, brother? I'm blessed. How are you, sir?
I am good. It's an interesting topic of losing friends. I want to start there.
Okay, let's do it.
I know as we grow, I feel that individuals feel like they owe something to people that they have known for quite some time, a couple of years or whatnot. They feel guilty for moving on, having different experiences, moving in different crowds, things like that. But I want to ask you, in the last, few years, have you lost many friends or people that you consider that you were your friends?
Yes. More than I can probably count, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, so we've known each other for a minute.
Yes.
So back in the day, I think we could both say we were on some wild stuff back in the day.
Absolutely.
So I feel like as I have matured and grown, some of those people who are used to me being, a little more reckless, as I kind of evolved into a more responsible person, those people kind of didn't take it in the way that you would think somebody who cares about you would. You're evolving, you're growing, people who really ride with you, you're gonna be like, oh, man, that's a good thing. Progress, become a better person. I think some people took it as like, so you better than me now? When it's just, I'm just trying to be a better person. Not better than you, just better than what I was.
Absolutely.
So I think in that process, a lot of people kind of fell off.
Yeah. I started, I guess, the transformation to the individual I am now today, probably, give or take, maybe 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And in that process, I have lost so many friends, people I consider friends, that is unbelievable. I was speaking with a friend yesterday about the circle that I have now. And the circle that I have now is very, very small, but quality, great people that are around me. Yeah. When I was younger, I felt like I needed a huge party to always surround me, always going out and doing things. And I look now on that as being, looking for validation, looking for escaping things that I should be actually attacking head on.
Yeah.
So as the people fell off, the more I was exposed to things I didn't want to be exposed to, and it forced me to grow in a way that was very uncomfortable. But it was necessary and it was needed.
Yeah.
So I think, honestly, it may sound crazy, but I do appreciate the fact that these individuals are not there. I was using them as crutches.
Yeah.
I had this thing of trying to fix people, but not fixing myself.
Because it's easier though.
Yeah.
It's easier to point out other people's stuff and what's going on with them than to point that mirror back at yourself and be like, nah, I got stuff I need to work on.
Absolutely. And I thought it was an act of love and service to try to fix people who I cared about. And actually, it's not.
Yeah.
Some individuals have to go through their own storms to learn. If they don't, then they will definitely repeat that if they don't get the lesson from it.
That's real.
And I was impeding on the lesson.
That's real.
And that wasn't my place to impede on that lesson, because I witnessed several individuals, including myself, that someone impeded on my process, and we all end up repeating the same thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, that definitely, I was exposed pretty much, because I was thinking that I was needed. I think I may misquote it. Don't know exactly who said it, but someone said you can actually become friends in trauma. And once someone deals with the trauma, that friendship usually ends.
Trauma bonds. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, trauma bonds.
Yeah, man.
It usually ends because most people are not trying to. They don't want to celebrate. They don't want to. They don't like joy. They really, really don't like joy. They say they do, and they say they want change in their own lives, but they don't want people around them to be joyful.
The thing is, change is hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we get, even when it's bad stuff, we get comfortable. And it's like, I used to consider myself like a dark-skinned Drake. I was on some serious F-boy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And it's easier just to go from woman to woman and it's their fault, they doing stuff wrong, and put all the blame on them than to be like, I'm messed up. I need to figure out what's wrong with me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's one of the hardest things, to acknowledge that you had something going on.
Yeah.
And you need to fix it.
Yeah.
Because most people won't.
Yeah.
They want to act like it's not their fault.
Yeah.
And it is. It's no nice way to put it. It's their fault, and the fact that they don't want to address the ills because they want to, again, point out everybody else's sins.
Yeah.
It's easier to just say, hey, look at them.
That's right.
Because as long as you're looking at them, you're not looking at me. And
Yeah.
a lot of people like to live that way, or where the individual, the attention's not on them.
Man, that's real. I remember just in relationships in general, like I think my longest relationship before I got married to my beautiful wife, hey baby, was, I don't even think it was 2 years.
Oh wow.
It was a pattern.
Yeah.
Get in there, I'm all in it, then they wouldn't even do anything. I was like, I just don't feel like this is right for me. I need to hit that eject button.
Yeah.
Turns out, once I started working on myself, going to therapy and doing the real work, realized it was a fear of them realizing, opening up completely to somebody, and then seeing you, the whole person, and being like, dang, well, what if they don't like me for who I am, Yeah. So before they can get to that point, I'm out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, you gotta, but in that though, it's like, with friends and stuff, you gotta have people around you who are gonna be okay with you growing, that don't want you stuck in the same stuff that's holding you back.
Exactly. And that's the hardest thing, because people say that, but then again, honestly, they don't. They want you to, because it's easier for you to remain accessible to them.
Yeah.
Accessibility is huge, I feel, because individuals, as long as they have access to you, they have some kind of control.
Man, listen, I think it wasn't even the most recent one, but in my process of me and my wife, and we were dating, and I got to the point where I was like, I think I want to propose, so I was gonna head down to Savannah to ask her dad's permission, do it the old-fashioned way. My one of my homeboys, he was gonna propose to his wife, well, one of my ex-homeboys, like that same time frame. I was like, dang man, because he wanted to come have everybody there so you do this big, proposal and stuff. I
Yeah.
was like, man, I'd love to, but I'm gonna go ask for permission so I can do my, I'm trying to get there too,
Yeah.
And he told me, that you couldn't do that another weekend. So I'm like, what? Like as a friend, regardless of just tell somebody like, hey man, I wish you could be there, but I want you to get yours too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like stuff like that. So everybody isn't really in your corner. You know what I mean?
Not at all. Not at all. And time will always tell.
Man, always.
As the old folks used to say all the time to me, just keep living. Time will tell. Just keep living because you really see who's in your corner over time. Because like I say, 10 years ago, there's certain people who I was like, they'd never go anywhere. Yeah. Like it's not going, we're going to be friends, kids going to the same school, all kind of traveling on vacations together. I couldn't tell you what those people are to save myself.
Man, I used to think it was important to have like just a big old circle, like a big crew, like we rappers or something. But if you have a handful of like brothers or sisters that you just, they got your back, man, that's more valuable than anything. You don't need a big old clique of people because those handful of people, like you one of mine, it's like I know this person has my back, and it's not just a momentary thing or because I got this going on or because stuff is good or I know no matter what, you got my back. You know what I mean? And that's like those handful of people, that's more important than anything.
Yeah. Quality people, that's all you need. You don't need a bunch of people around you. Yeah. Period. Because again, that's leading to another subject that we're going to speak on tonight. That leads to a lot of stress. Like unnecessary stress of individuals to the point of it's like what I don't need all that razzle dazzle going on. In other words, because the more people, the more situations come up. If you're a friend, you do care about their life, but if they're a messy type of person who something's always going on. They never had it.
Always got drama.
Exactly. It causes you unnecessary stress. Yeah. And it's not even, again, you care about them, but it's not really your life. So we already deal with enough stress on our own with things that we have to deal with. And I want to ask you, what do you do? How do you cope with your stress?
I used to be terrible at it, man. I'm still a work in progress because I tend to take things on and I tell myself I'm good, but my body starts showing me that I need to do some self-care strategies. So one is go to therapy. Two, I read my Bible, I journal, talk to my wife. I got like my handful of people that I go to that I can talk to when I'm stressed. Just try to relax, get fresh air. Before I tore my Achilles, I was working out. But it's like the self-care stuff is important. Yeah. Like if you're not doing stuff to take care of yourself, that stress, it literally kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I was reading something by the great Dick Gregory, rest in power, where he said, and of course, people have their own opinions, but he's like the number 3 leading causing things that causes death in this country is sleep deprivation, dehydration, and lack of physical activity. Yeah, man. And a lot of that, people can't get into that because of stress. If you think about it, you're not sleeping because you're stressed out. You don't know what's going on. You don't know the next, maybe where your next meal is coming from. I mean, it's that real. It gets that real. So that both when you living on survival mode all the time, you don't have time to think about working out are taking care of yourself because you're trying to survive.
Yeah.
You know, most people say, "Oh yeah, I'm out here grinding, this, that, and the third," but are you really grinding? Are you just saying it because that's a trendy thing to say?
That's the cool thing to sleep.
Exactly.
Man.
Like
people that tell you, you know, you sleep when you dead and all that. Like you can't build if you're tired, man.
Exactly.
you gotta take care of yourself.
Exactly. You're gonna be dead.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
You're gonna die. If you don't sleep, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's
it quicker.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
That's right.
So it's important to get your rest. I'm learning more because I'm studying more on my craft. I'm working on another certification in fitness, and the more I read this stuff and the more I learn, it's really common sense, but not so common as they say.
Yeah.
Because you should rest. You should drink water. You should move your body. Our bodies, you look up the makeup of our bodies are, it is meant to move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's nothing else to it. It's meant to move.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then why you not moving?
Right.
Like why you not doing that? That makes zero sense.
No, right.
To not do that, to just keep doing the same old thing. And individuals do that, and they say, well, I'm tired, or it's because I'm getting old. No, it's because you're not resting, you're not drinking enough water, you're not moving.
Yeah.
That's really, yes, that what keeps you young. You want to talk about young? That what keeps you young. So you do those things and you'll be just fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you'll be just fine. And unfortunately, you see close ones to you that they're not doing those things, like family, friends, and it's hard. I don't know for you, but for me, it's definitely hard because I feel like I know something about this, and I know you know about take self-care and take care of yourself, and they don't participate in it, and you see how things are for them, and it's very challenging not to just want to, for me personally, just to step in and just correct everything. Just like, what are you doing?
Right, yeah.
This is not, you know better than this.
Yeah.
Like, you really do. So you practice self-care and everything. Do you try to encourage your circle, family and whatnot to do that? Is the same practice?
Yeah. I mean, because, you know, you see the signs of people you care about. You can tell people are stressed out. So, you know, and my wife, she's good at, you know, she's my mirror, so she knows when I need to chill. But we try to just stay on each other, like, you know, make sure you take time for yourself. Tell her if you need to go get a massage or just go relax or you know, leave me out the house. Or if we need to go do something together, you know, my friends, like I say, they're stressed, like, man, just, you know, maybe we need to take a day off of work, man. Because actually tomorrow, wife has a baby appointment. And after that, you know, I could go back to work. I took the day off. Early weekend, you know what I mean? Just get myself just to relax, get myself together. So it's like, yeah, I try to encourage the people in my circle, like, you gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and if you care about people, you want to give them the best advice that's going to be beneficial for them. So
Absolutely. And but what happens when these individuals don't even realize that they need this? They need this. You need to do this right now.
Yeah, man.
Have you encountered that? And if you encountered that, how did you just say, no, we need to do this right now?
I haven't run across that with anybody. I actually ran across that with myself. Like I got to the point where I was so stressed, I was having like panic attacks. And like I just wasn't feeling well. So I was like forced to sit down.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, if you don't do it, your body's gonna make you.
Yeah.
So, you know, and hopefully it makes you in a way that you can recover from, because you know it could kill you.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully it's just something where you just need to go sit down for a couple of days. But the main thing, you gotta, like, your body talks to you.
Absolutely.
You know when something's not right. You know when something's off. Pay attention to those signs, and you know, sit down.
Mhm.
Like this, get it at all costs mentality, and it's man, it's not healthy. Like you gotta pace yourself, and you work hard, but you also need to rest hard too, because you gotta rest to be able to continue doing what you're trying to do.
Absolutely. And again, you gotta have a balance.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
balance is everything. Your body balances itself. So why in the world you not having a balance? You can't just work, and then you can't just chill all the time.
Yeah.
You have to have a balance.
Yeah.
And during this pandemic, I think it threw everybody off balance for a little bit. Whatever side you stand on, whatever you believe. But it shook everyone. It made everyone stand up, pay attention. It rattled cages.
Yeah.
And you, like myself, we worked through it.
Yeah.
I was speaking to somebody yesterday. I said, I don't think that these companies, or they don't care. They don't realize that you have people who worked every day through it, regardless of what. They still was making things happen, and so much chaos, so much uncertainty. They still was doing their job, and actually probably doing the job better if they was at home, because they felt more relaxed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like when you work through it, it's like you almost forget that it's still going on. You know what I mean? Like it's like because for us, a lot of us, like it never stopped. You know what I mean? Like we still were dealing with all the same stuff, but on top of that, it's a global pandemic. So it's been an exhausting 18 months, man.
Absolutely, and that's the kicker. When you're not doing those other things to take care of yourself, that you already exhausted from media, from all these experts, non-experts, and it's so much that it's too much.
Yeah.
It's really, really too much. And then on top of that, you have especially you of color, especially you are a black person, you still have, if you're going into the office, those microaggressions are ridiculous in workplaces. I read an article about that a lot of black workers was happy to be at home because they could just breathe.
Yeah, man.
Because at the office there's so much politics involved. That people don't want to address it or talk about it, but it's the truth. There's so much politics involved with just being a black person and working in spaces.
That's a whole another level of exhaustion, man. It's like you don't ever. I don't know about you, but at work it's like I'll never feel completely comfortable.
Yep.
Because I feel like you never know if just you being you is gonna be taken in a negative way. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
It's like as a teacher, I'm cool. I don't really yell or scream at the kids. I don't do that. You show me respect, I show you respect. That's how I operate. So it's not a lot of yelling and screaming. Other teachers, you hear that it's like screaming all the time at the kids, yelling, screaming. I know good and well, if I raise my voice one time, I'm labeled. You know how that goes. Angry black man. You know what I mean? So it's exhausting. So it's like I got to make sure I'm cool all the time, because I don't get the luxury of being able to lose my cool. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's the same way. So most now when I'm at work, I just stick to myself and I just be quiet and do my job and go home. Because I was always taught, if you don't say much, how can they twist your words if you ain't saying anything? So I just make sure I send my little emails, I do my little thing, and I go home. Because it is exhausting. It's exhausting. You bring up an issue or you say something, and then it's like your thoughts is immediately turn to anger, that you're upset, not that you're just asking a question, but you upset.
Like we got it bad. Black women got it bad too. Cause let a black woman say, you know, she could be 100% right and address the situation in the way she's supposed to. Angry black woman. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's these ridiculous labels that are unfair.
Absolutely.
That we have to deal with.
Exactly. And that you put that on top of everything, and pandemic, short staff, most places, people done quit, or they not hiring people and claiming that they quit. A lot of people not even hiring people. And we're gonna tell it like it is.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what's going on, but you have all these slots and people apply for them. You were not hiring them. Are you really hurting?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's happening, but I know that is definitely happening in cities across this country where jobs are up and people who really want to work those jobs, they're not getting those jobs.
Yeah.
But you short staff, you're not comfortable in your workplace. And there's a pandemic going on. The rules are changing all the time. It's a lot. It's
so much, man.
It's a lot.
So much.
And you have to ask yourself, like, where do you feel comfortable? How can you create your own comfort? Everybody's not a business owner. I get that, but I do feel like everybody should learn how to run a business. Because if you do, you will understand the people you work for a little bit better and maybe be able to navigate those situations a little bit better because you know exactly how businesses are ran. Yeah. Because it's like that's the cheat sheet.
Yeah.
But if you continue just to float through it and don't want to understand things, you're going to get beat up.
It's going to be rough.
It's going to be very rough.
Yeah.
So, that's just something I suggest people do. Learn how business is ran. Have you something on the side because you don't know what the future is going to hold for employment with individuals, especially in spaces of shipping, product merchandise movement and all that stuff. That's a hot thing now because of supply chain, all this stuff. But
it levels back out.
Yeah, they're gonna always figure out a way to make it work. It may not work in your favor, but it's gonna work for them. So
that's real.
The thing is to just make sure that you research, study, don't stress out about it. But if you prepare, you won't stress because you have to make sure you prepare and learn how these things operate. 2020 was big for me to learn operations. I actually had time to sit down and really see how things work. Yeah. And I was surprised with some I wasn't. Mm-hmm. But I learned that you run everything the same way with the operations. Mm-hmm. You from top to bottom, relationships, business relationship, personal relationships, you run it, checks and balances, all that good stuff. It's really all the same. People try to say, oh, don't make it, you make relationships sound like business deals. It actually is. It's like, it is a business deal. You have to be able to negotiate and talk things through and compromise. You do the same thing at work. You do the same thing at home. You're not gonna always get your way. Yeah, that's true. With family members, friends, whoever, you're not gonna get your way. You didn't know how to talk to people. So, there's just things I sat back and learned. Therapy, all this, things that are needed to be a whole human being. Stress, go ahead and find a way to de-stress, to relax, get moving, take care of yourself,
Yeah, man.
Get your sleep, drink your water, read your books, do what you want to, because life is really, it will fly by. And if all you did was work, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be happy.
Man, life should be about, the money's cool, and you need money to just be able to do some of the other stuff you want to do, but that shouldn't be your reason. That shouldn't be your why.
Yeah.
Like you do everything based on money. Because you said when we old, on our deathbeds, you're not gonna be thinking about, that 9 to 5 that you work. You're gonna think about the people and the experiences and those memories you were able to make with those people that you care about. So
Absolutely.
don't let the money run you.
No, not at all. And again, that's another thing. 2020 was also the year of the gurus. You had gurus for everything, and I felt like that put more pressure on people because they felt like they wasn't doing anything in a space where you couldn't do too much if you didn't have that already in you. Yeah, you could have learned, you could have made some money. True, some people did, a lot of people did, but everybody. Again, I think I'm a believer that everybody doesn't have that hustle in them. Everybody doesn't have a drive. Some people are perfectly fine with working a 9 to 5.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. That's perfectly fine.
I think it was like a meme or something that said, like, if you didn't develop some kind of side hustle or business during this pandemic, excuse me, got something caught in my throat.
You good. You good. Good.
If you didn't develop some kind of side hustle or something. My bad, man.
You were good.
If you didn't develop some kind of side hustle during the pandemic, or you wasted your time or something, like, man, people just trying to survive, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Everybody didn't have the capacity to, like, all right, I'm gonna use this time to get on my grind and stuff. Some people are just trying to make it day to day,
Exactly. Because in the beginning, it was a lot of uncertainty, period. Like, people never, we never went through this. So I was joking with somebody yesterday. I was like, yo, we talking this and that. People was tripping over toilet paper.
Man, I remember that foolishness.
You know what I mean? And bleach, Clorox, so everybody's not built that way.
Yeah.
Because if they were, then everybody would be entrepreneurs. I don't fault you. I do feel like you should have something, if it's a stash somewhere, a skill that you can take with you, stocks, real estate, whatever. I feel like you should, personally.
Yeah.
But everybody's not built that way, unfortunately. And this society teaches you to actually be a worker anyway.
Yeah.
From school, they don't want you to work. They don't come in, do your job, go home. They want you to learn, I think, outside of that box. So, that takes time to shake. Even in the pandemic, it ain't shake a lot of people. People was dying to get back to work, or they was dying to work through it because that's their identity.
Man, this pandemic, I was like, man, I don't want to go back to work. I was working from home, and I was like, I don't want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
This is great.
Exactly.
If I can work less, that's my goal. I'm gonna work as hard as I can and still make sure I'm taking care of myself, so that way I don't have to work later.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But in doing that, I'm not going to make the money the primary focus. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna make sure I'm taking care of myself. Yeah, that's what's important, man.
Long as you, like my father always told me, as long as you're healthy, you can do what you want to.
That's right.
Because if you have $1 billion and you sick, what can you do with that money?
I mean, Steve Jobs was one of the most, successful people on the planet, but he got sick just like the rest of us. And you can't take it with you. So all that money couldn't do anything to help him, unfortunately.
Nope, not at all. So that's just something that the key always goes to me: fitness and health.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. that 30 minutes a day, if you do that, that'll be amazing. 5 times a week. Get you 150 minutes of activity. That's what they say is good. That little time to be uncomfortable is so important. Just go ahead and do it. I don't care what you do, but that is so important because that builds a baseline of responsibility, accountability, discipline. All that is built with that when you say, this is what I want to do. Yeah. When you choose you. Yeah. So, you know, I just feel it's very important. But these things will be talked about forever. Yeah. I know. Losing friends, stress, family, not the pandemic. Not the pandemic. I think in a couple of years, people are going to stop talking about this thing altogether.
I sure hope so.
Same here. Same here. But those other things, they're going to be talked about because they were talked about before us and they will be talked about after us.
Yeah, that's right.
But everybody, you're not alone. You know, we all grieve. We all feel. We all going through this human experience together in our own unique ways. Yeah. And when we understand that, I think that things get better. Yeah. Because your human experience is different from my human experience. Yeah. I don't control and direct or produce your experience, and you don't do mine. That's real. So you just enjoy it and just experience it. Just go through it. I think that's so valuable and important. Yeah. But I'm not gonna prolong the conversation. I just felt like it was needed, just a quick check-in.
Yeah, man, this is good, man. Like, this is real stuff that, you know, everybody's going through. And I think, like you said, man, one of my biggest takeaway is just, you know, we're all in this together. You know, it's like we're all in our own. We're going through the human experience individually, but the beautiful unifying thing is that we're all doing it together, just in our own unique way. And just, you know, make sure that you are giving people grace, man. Like, because everybody's trying to grow and figure stuff out. You know, don't be so hard on each other. You know, be a little kinder to people. And, you know, like that person having a bad day, you don't know what they had going on today. You know, just like, you know, you go to work and you keep pushing and get through what you got to get through, but people don't really know what you got going on in your life. You know, so just try to be good to people, man.
Absolutely. That's a simple thing. Just treat people like human beings. Yeah. That's it. Just human. That's it. Yeah. That's all we are. We all are just humans. And once again, we realize that things will get a little bit better. All the judgment, all of your things that you hold close to your vest, someone may not even care. That's your thing. That's your stuff, man. Yeah. You know, so I'm just saying hi, seeing how your day is going. Yeah. So I really hope that people will give people more grace with things, and stop thinking that the world revolves around them, because it doesn't.
It doesn't, man.
It does not.
It does not.
People leave here every day, and people go on. They only affect those people that they actually affected while it was here. Yeah. You know, that person in traffic that cut you off, and you all upset, trust me, they done moved on. You still holding that. Let it go. That's right. Let it go.